Good evening to all of our candidates today. Welcome all students. Today we are going to have a session on AI in the cybercrimes. We'll discuss about what AI is and what cybercrimes are. So artificial intelligence is a set of technology that enables computers to perform a variety of advanced functions, including the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken and written language, analyze data, and make recommendations and more. AI is the backbone of innovation in modern computing, unlocking the values for individuals and businesses. For example, optical character recognition (OCR) uses AI to extract text and data from image documents, turns unstructured content into business-ready structured data, and unlocks valuable insights. So that's one aspects we know about the AI and the cyber laws. Now, as we are going to proceed, first we will discuss on the aspects of what AI in cyber crimes are, like what kind of AI related technologies are creating crimes. Because nowadays, everything you see, the Gemini, the Copilot, it is all AI. There are so many AI apps that are being used to detect the health issues, to detect the health issues even from the face of a person. So, when the technology has advanced this much that from the face you are detecting the health issues, then this face detection is also being used. It's creating a new threat potential. In a way, it is creating certain cyber crimes like deepfake. We will discuss over it in this discussion, like how your videos, your snap are being used by the AI technologies, and instead of your snap will be used, and it will be giving a call or an audio call or a video call to somebody, and then your relatives or your friend will consider it is you. They can extort money from you, they can threaten you, they can mislead you, they can do any crime from it. So once this deepfake crimes that are very commonly in boom nowadays is happening, it is very important for us, first of all, to know that how AI and cyber crimes are linked to each other, and how this is, what is the relationship between AI and cybercrime. So we have to know that, particularly in light of the recent rapid growth of the use of AI across industries and even in our personal life, it has become more important than ever for the general public to trust in organization's ability to properly manage its AI systems and secure the consumer data against advanced criminal activity. Now, one aspect of the AI is that some people they think that AI technology is going to replace people from the system. So that's not there. It's not the case. AI technology is not going to replace us. Some people they have negative perception for AI. It only assists us. First, we will focus on the good aspects of the AI technology. In the job augmentation, AI is assisting you. For example, if you are researching as lawyers, you people research on various laws and judgments. So now so many AI app has come where you will simply write the selected words, and the entire Supreme Court judgments will come. Because we are lawyers, we know how much in-depth research we have to make to bring the Supreme Court judgments in our cases. So AI technology assists us. It is not replacing you people. It is not replacing the lawyers. We human beings are there to fight the cases, to draft the matter, but it is augmenting us. It is supporting us. Now in businesses also it is creating intelligence, for example in data saving, in various business intelligence like BI, to optimize the workflow. When you are creating the cash flows, the workflow transaction, AI is going to assist you because it can analyze the data and financial planning sells much more in a more quicker way than we human being can. Now come up to the recruitments and hiring. Supposing you are the HR of a company, thousands of people they have mailed you. How you are going to recruit? AI application is going to assist you. It will sort out the requisite that we need a graduate or a postgraduate. We need this particular professional who is an IITian, or we deal with particular professional who is an LLM, or we deal with somebody who's dealing with cybercrime, who's a data professional. So we will hire them. AI technology is going to assist in this aspect. Even in cybersecurity measures, it assists. For example, there are ample AI related implementation that are going to, capture the cyber threats that can happen. It can prevent the malwares and the viruses to enter into your system. So various companies are using it. So these four, five aspects of AI is the benefits of AIs. Because before we start off speaking on the crimes that are happening with the AIs, we should know that AI is the necessity of the time. AI has to be accepted. It's not a replacement to the human. It's not a robotic. It is simply a technology that is going to foster the business growth, foster the legal growth, foster the industry growth, foster the legal industry growth as well. So even the Supreme Court, judicial mechanism, corporate sector, everywhere AI is being used. Now, since AI has become so hyped nowadays, people they have started misusing. For example, AI technology can detect, as I said, the health issues from your app. This is the upcoming AI technologies. So the negativity is the defect. That what people they are doing is they are taking your snaps and videos and they are sending the deepfakes. So that is one of the very wrong aspect of AI. Then other top threats that are we are facing is large scale automatic attacks. For example, AI ability to support human labor also means that it can be used to automate large scale offensive attacks against an organization data system with less time and effort. Now we see the hacking of surveillance system because the AI video security system plays data based on security footage. Cyber criminals who hack the systems can gain direct access to the highly sensitive data that AI has compiled about the footages. Algorithm manipulations. AI hacking can use AI system to damage or destroy the entire organizational system. As we said, it can save the data, it can, save the database. So if a cyber criminal attacks your AI system, so entire surveillance will be gone because entire data is saved with the AI. Now, bypassing the physical recognition, as I said, the hackers very successfully can use AI to mimic the human voice. There are so many AI apps that can compare yourself to other people, that can change your, face, that can change your appearance, that can change your voice. So there are so many that hackers can use to mimic the human voice. If they can audio save anything and then can replace you, then can start extorting money from you, they can start threatening you, they can do anything that is a crime. Now, what is a large scale automated attacks? A large scale automatic attacks are where AI's ability to mimic human thought patterns and modes of operation at a rapid speed means that these systems can be trained to carry out coordinated cyber attacks without a human cyber criminal actively detecting the AI's behavior. With the AI and cyber criminals can devote less time and efforts in coordinating a large attack on organizational data system. Instead, teaching an AI system to carry out cyber attack with little to no human efforts. Now, hacking of surveillance system, as I said, entire data is being saved by the AI. Objects and facial recognition technologies allow the systems to compile the visual data from footage of freight reports based on the data. If a hacker were to gain access to the AI-based surveillance footage, they would not only have physical security footage but also access to the data that the AI has trained about the footage. Now, algorithm manipulation. Hackers can break into AI data system and manipulate the AI algorithm. Prioritization of information. By adjusting the algorithm to change what an AI system is, sees as valuable or not valuable data, a hacker can cause an AI system to, damage or destroy the organization's entire information system by its own hand. Bypassing the physical recognition. As we said, a hacker utilized AI to mimic the voice of European company executive to transfer more than a $240,000 from the company funds directly to the hacker's account. Somebody pretends to be your friend, makes you call that I'm in emergency, I'm being attacked, or I'm in mess, I don't have money, give me 2 lakhs, you will quickly transfer. So this is how many big people they have been, hacked because AI is bypassing the physical recognitions. So it is important as lawyers for you to know the latest technologies that are happening and also to know various AI and cyber crimes that are going to happen in future. So AI laws are being framed in our country, but they are in a process of being formulated. We will also research in the future upcoming webinars or in our courses on what AI technologies are existing in other countries, in US, UK, other countries, and how the technologies or the AI laws will be implemented in our country and how it is going to create a good framework for the nation to exist. Now, when we say AI is, definitely creating a threat, it is equally important to know that it is also useful for creating, protecting our businesses against the cyber crime. It can be used in advancing the cyber resilience strategy. Cyber resilience describes a data system ability to continuous operation during or after a cyber attack. It also considers the system's ability to restore the stolen data or mechanical operations after data or system damage has occurred. The cyber resilience is a vital aspect to cybersecurity since it is directly involved in the maintenance of recovery solution in the instance of a system attack. AI can provide IT department with potential actions to take in recovery data, recognizing the data until the main system is fully recovered. For example, your system has been hacked. Now, what you do to recover it back is a huge task. If you have a good AI app, it will quickly recover the data from the backend. Another thing is implementing offensive and defensive security solution. Nowadays, the defense ministries, the home ministries, the corporates, the legal sector, everywhere the AI is being, implemented for defensive security solution. So anytime you have any wrongful message coming, any phishing message coming, you will protect the data. Now, hiring the AI and cybercrime experts. Since you people are laymen, you just have the idea of simple law. You do not have a specialized idea of cybercrime. You do not have idea of AI. So, people, the IT professionals, the lawyers who are trained into AI and cybercrimes, or the IT professionals who are trained, they are highly skilled people. So, companies and corporates, the ministries, the police, the defense, they are exploring the options of AI and the cybercrime experts to come up and join them to protect the companies, the ministries, or the departments from the threats. Now, as we are proceeding, we also should know what the benefits of AI in cybersecurity is. As we said, it can be benefited. It is beneficial even for the it is beneficial for the cyber crimes to be prevented. First of all, it is cost efficient. For example, if your data is to be saved, it is to be recovered manually, you are saving the data, you're recording the data for the HR recruitment or for researching even on a particular topic. AI technologies can do it in a faster way, so it is cost efficient. You purchase the technology and the technology is going to work. It resolves the human error. Supposing I give a task to any of you to make a data of all the HRs, all the employees that we are going to hire, all the salaries we are going to give. You can create errors, you can make mistakes, but the technology is not going to make mistake. Now, better decision making. For example, I say you find out a judgment based on, say Article 15 of the Constitution. How you are going to find? You are going to research on various Google, you are going to research on various apps, etc. So if you have a very smart AI technologies, you will simply write the word article 15 judgments, this, and quickly the issue will be resolved. So decision making, research work, everything is being quickened, fastened by the AI. Now, applications of AI in the cybersecurity, passwords protection and authentication. With AI in cybersecurity, organizations can better protect the passwords and secure user through authentications. Now, there are captchas like facial recognition, fingerprint scanners. If you will work in a company, you will see there is a fingerprint scanner. You just put your finger and then you enter. So these are the technologies that are utilized in the companies. They are very safety passwords. As you have password for a email, your laptop systems, similarly in the companies also there are various passwords. So the AI technology based passwords are going to be more sensitive. The phishing detections and the prevention control. Supposing some malicious emails are coming, or content is coming, email is spoofing is coming, or false senders are there. So if you install an AI related security, you know threat preventer kind of app, so it is going to quickly catch out that this is a fake email, this is a wrong email, etc. Then the network security, network topographically also you are going to have the time sensitive process of creating policies and understanding the network topography. The policies can help organizations implement, enforce a zero trust approach to security. Now, behavioral analytics. With behavioral analytics, organizations can identify evolving threats and known vulnerabilities. Traditional security defenses rely on attack signatures and indicators of compromises, IOCs, to discover the threat. However, with thousands of new, attacks the cyber criminals launch every year, this approach is not so practical. Now, what we have in the top AI-powered cybersecurity, the first one is the AI powered end security solution. These solutions leverage AI to proactively detect and respond to threats on the endpoints like the laptops, desktop, mobile, safeguarding from the malware, ransomware, and attacks. Now, earlier we used to have, so many, security apps we used to have through pen drive, etc., etc. So now the new AI powered security solutions are coming that are more secure for saving the firewalls, etc. So we can use them. Security information event management, AI powered security information and event management, security logs and events from various sources, enabling faster threat detection, investigations, and response. AI driven cloud security solutions. This solution utilize AI to protect data and application in cloud environments, ensuring the security and compliance. Now, AI-powered NDR solutions for cyber threat detection. The network detection and response NDR solutions with AI capabilities monitor network traffic to identify and respond to sophisticated threats that may bypass traditional security measures. Now, what is the future of AI in cybersecurity? As I said, we are going to fight more role of generative AI. What is the role of generative AI? Realistic stimulations, predicting the attacks, enhancing the threat detections. Wherever you see the mimic is happening or somebody is misusing your videos, audios, enhancing the threat detections. The generative AI acts as a powerful ally in the ongoing battle against the cyber threat by creating the realistic simulations, predicting the attack scenarios, and enhancing the threat detection. It empowers cybersecurity professionals to proactively defend their organization and stay ahead of the ever evolving threats. Now, what are the benefits of artificial intelligence in managing the cyber threats? Ongoing learning. AI capabilities constantly improve as it learns from the new data. Technologies like the deep learning ML enable AI to recognize patterns, establish a baseline of regular activity, and discover any unusual, suspicious activity that deviates them. AI's ability to learn from an ongoing basis makes it more difficult for hackers to circumvent an organizational defenses. Now, discovering the unknown threats. The unknown threats are there in a corporate. So if you have the AI with us, it can quickly detect the threats that are going to come. Vast data volumes. So it's not possible for the data professional to save them manually. AI can quickly save and also detect the threats that are there. Improve vulnerability management. In a sense, it will have a stronger system, better decision making, better technologies to ensure that the company remains safe, your department remains safe, enhanced overall security postures. For example, risk of range from threats from denial of services, from the phishing attacks to the ransomware. There are difficult time consuming issues that the companies, the corporates, they are facing. So when we have a good AI enable security app, we are protected. Better detection and responses. So these are certain, basic things that we have in AI. Now, as we, have discussed a lot on it, what is more important for us is there was a generalized view, like what artificial intelligence is, how the cyber crimes are linked to it, how the AI is beneficial to it, how the AI is harmful to us. It is equally important for all of us to know it is important for all of us to know that AI is in a very advanced stage in other countries as well, because they are developing the AI related laws. In India, we are drafting the bill on AI, but we have not designed that bill because, till we have a very strong framework for AI, it will be tough for a country like India to, decide out as to how and, what sort of technology should be accepted or what kind of laws can be framed out. So it is important for lawyers also to grow, to know like not just the laws, also to think about how we can assist our government ministries in drafting of the new laws in the bill. Because ultimately it is the laws that are being framed that is going to assist any of us, to detect also the detect also the crime, but also design a good framework for the country to ensure that the right technologies in AI is coming, to ensure that the government is safe, to ensure that the defense ministry is safe, to ensure that India reaches at an international level. AI laws in UK are very advanced. AI laws in United States are very advanced. AI in UN, AI in European nations, Japan, G20 also discussed on AI. But in India, we are still in a nascent stage of designing these technologies. We are in a nascent stage. We are, not at that international level where we know that, what kind of laws are going to benefit us. So, apart from simply knowing these crimes and these crimes, it is also important for us as a lawyer to assist in the designing of the AI technologies, and in designing of the AI related laws. So I suppose in this webinar we have given a generalized, idea about it. As our council is International Artificial Council on Cybersecurity and Forensics, we have already given one postgraduate diploma certifications to our batch where people enhance their skills and knowledge on cyber laws and the forensic investigations. Now, the upcoming one we have is one is on PGD on cyber laws and forensic, another one is on artificial intelligence, cybercrime, and forensic laws. Because we are covering the entire topic of AI in various countries from European nations to China to Germany to Japan to US and UK. Because as a lawyers, it is important for you to enhance your knowledge in this field. As I said, the government is drafting the bill, and we are also working into it, and we are working into designing a good law. So people who will be completing these courses will be having a good knowledge, sound knowledge, and will also assist us in our team to draft this bill, as we are also recommending our government on how our country can be at par at international level with other countries, especially relating to the upcoming AI laws. So now I would like all the candidates, we have 10 participants here, to come up and ask your questions as to what you understand about AIs. We have 10 more minutes to wind up this meeting. So just come up with what, questions you have. What AI is, or what is the future, or as a lawyer, if you study AI and cyber laws, what scope is there of pursuing the LLMs into it or the PGD courses into it? What is the future of you into practicing or in the corporates? So whatever doubts you have, you all can come up and you can ask, because it's the latest upcoming thing. That is why our forum is emphasizing the interns, the lawyers, to know about the latest laws. Lawyers are not aware about cybercrime, forensic, and the AI is a very advanced one. That is why we are working towards enhancing the legal knowledge in the new arenas, in the new fields. So anyone, any doubt? Aryan, Chirag, Zamil is there, Shrizan is there, Adarsh is there. Anyone, any doubt? Prateet, any doubt? Any question?
Ma'am, we have heard a lot about cybercrime and AI. So, ma'am, like, can you please give us a short brief about cyber forensic? Like for cyber, we know forensic, we know separately, ma'am. But together, if you can explain about it a bit.
See, AI crime is happening. Your
Yes,
face
ma'am.
has been taken. Now, this face has been used for mimicry. A defect happened. Somebody used your face to make the call to your friend and said, "You need 5-10 lakhs," and you gave him, right? And then this is a crime that happened because your face and voice has been used by the hackers, by the AI app. Now, forensics, as we have, supposing, have you read the criminal laws? The murders happen where we go for the postmortem. For the postmortem, the blood samples, the, whatever weapons have been used to murder a person, they all go to forensic labs. We detected that the blood sample is of the person, the handprints of who actually used that knife to murder somebody, or whatever, details we find out there in the murder scene. That's the forensic in the murder case. Now, what is the forensic in the cybercrime? We take that computer system, we take that mobile technologies, we take whatever your photos are there from where it could have been had, the IP addresses of the people who have used it, the hacker detail, so that the link between AI, cyber and forensic, and the forensic investigators through the IP addresses are going to detect that who used your photo, from where it has been hacked. It happened from Delhi, it happened from Mumbai, or it happened from Bangalore. It will be known by that forensic expert. So this is how the things are linked. And the students who have studied the PGD course in cyber law and forensic, they have in-depth knowledge of it now, because we gave them the entire details about the latest technologies, how forensic, cyber technologies are being used. Because as a lawyer, if you do not know the forensic, you will not be able to handle the case. You will not know how to handle the case. Somebody comes up to you, somebody says, through so many new things are happening through drone technologies nowadays. Your voices are being captured, your phones are being hacked. You will go to an investigator as a lawyer. You are staying mum. You do not know anything about forensic. How you will handle? As a lawyer, you have to tell that forensic investigator that through drone technologies also the crimes are happening. The mobile phones are being hacked. And then the technology investigator is going to check out your mobile details and see from where IP addresses are being hacked, how things are happening. The crimes have gone to a very advanced level, and we do not have that much level of technologies to detect them. So it is very important for lawyers to learn the cyber laws, the forensic investigation. As a lawyer, you have to know the link of it so that you can tell your uh, client that, okay, this crime has happened. We will take you to this forensic investigator. He will assist you in this way. This would be his costing. This would be his price, and this much, he will this way he will be assisting, and this is how we will resolve your issue. So as a lawyer, a comprehensive knowledge has to be known, not just that you know the IT provision 65 saying this, 67 saying this, IPC saying this, and then nothing ahead. No, as a lawyer you have to assist the police, the forensic, the investigator, the judges. Your lawyer's role is very evident, very very crucial in the judgments and the judicial process. It's very crucial. You have to assess investigators, you have to assess the judge also. First you have to assess them bringing the evidence, then present it before a judge. So you have to have this complete knowledge. Any doubt?
Ma'am, may I ask a question? Mhm. Ma'am, how do you think we can tackle the situation of this algorithmic bias in AI? Like, मैम काफी केसेस होते हैं जिसमें एआई ही डिस्क्रिमिनेट करता है सर्टेन सेक्ट ऑफ पीपल के अगेंस्ट। ये यूएसए में
AI
भी काफी केसेस
technology
ऐसे हैं।
has to be perfectly used, right? Supposing AI technology में algorithm के through कुछ data saved है, and then some hacker has hacked it. तो सबसे पहले तो algorithm या AI is not discriminating it. If the technology is right, it will be saving the data or the details in the rightful way. But if the hacker is using it in the wrong way, then it can manipulate the data in the fact. There, what you can do is you can have some good AI driven power packed solutions, the security apps in the companies, etc., to control this menace. Because any technology can be used and misused. It is up to us that whether we are using it or whether we are misusing it, right?
राइट मैम।
Because see, you have phone. You can use this phone to assist somebody. We are using this phone to learn so many things. You can use this phone to threaten someone. So similarly, AI app, algorithm वगैरह वगैरह जितनी भी technologies हैं, it can be used for good data saving, good data protection, assisting the corporates to grow. It can be used also for misusing, or manipulating the data in the fact. So it is not the AI app that is wrong, it is the human mind. Because ultimately, when manipulation happens in a technology, it is through a human mind, never through an app. So you can't say the app is doing anything wrong. ऐप में अगर कोई टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम है तभी ऐप गलत गलत काम करेगा. Otherwise it is the human mind that misuses the technologies and the app for their own personal greed, for their own personal self benefits. So technologies are not wrong, is a human mind manipulation that is. Anyone, any question ahead?
या मैडम मेरे जमीन है। तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि इसका लिटिगेशन में कहाँ यूज है मैडम?
AI cybercrime forensics का?
हाँ जी।
Of course it is. I am a lawyer, I deal in cyber laws. So when the clients they come up to me, they tell their phone is being hacked. Somebody says that even through, nowadays LED lights ke through their videos are being captured. If you do not know these crimes are happening, you will tell your client no, crime is not happening, you have gone mad. I know so many lawyers who have sent my clients saying that you have gone mad because they didn't know that this crime is happening. Then I took my client to the forensic investigator saying yes, through drone technologies, through the LED bulbs, nowadays what is happening, the LED bulbs are Bluetooth enabled. Nowadays we bring the LED lights, so they have Bluetooth technologies. So automatically hackers, they connect your Bluetooth through the LED bulbs to your mobiles. So your voice will be recorded by them, your phone will get hacked, your data will get hacked. Did you know this is happening? this is happening. So that is the benefit in the litigation. Once you know that this cybercrime is happening, then only you will suggest your client that what you have to do. Then you will tell the forensic investigator that this is happening. First, go to the place, check out the LED lights. First, see how the mobiles are being hacked, what system has been hacked, what laptop has been hacked. So till you have a theoretical knowledge, how will you implement it into a litigation? So the theoretical knowledge is the first step. Till you know that 302 earlier in IPC was a murder, in BNS also murder crimes are there. So how will you investigate into it? How will you go to the court and tell the judge the crime or the murder has happened? Till you know the difference between murder and culpable homicide, can you prove to the judge that my client is not a convict of murder? He should be given a bail. Till you know the difference between murder and culpable homicide, can you give him the exemption till you know that theory? So how can you win a case of cybercrime till you know that so many cybercrimes are happening? Somebody comes up and say defect happened with you. You said how can it happen? This is not a crime. How will you resolve this issue? When you will know that yes, your voice has been misused by someone, then only you will assess the police. The police doesn't know anything. Sorry to say, in India, even the IPS people are not trained in our country to handle the cybercrime. We have ample number of investigators sitting in the government department. They do not much